My name is Jeremy Adney. I manage Smart's North American software business. I'm actually going to turn it over to Jason, who is a member of our Efficacy Implementation team and a former educator and administrator, for him to introduce himself and take us through today's content on problem and project-based learning. So with that, Jason, it's all yours, and thanks so much for joining us, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you, Jeremy. Good afternoon, everybody. Hopefully everybody's having a good day. Just wanted to take a couple seconds here to introduce myself. My name is Jason Smith. I live in New Jersey. I am a SMART Efficacy and Implementation Manager. Prior to working for SMART, I was in education for 15 years. I taught 8th grade mathematics. Now, the mathematician in me will tell you 9 years, but technically it was like 8.5 years, so depending on how you want to rate that. After that, I actually became the ed tech supervisor. That was in Passaic, New Jersey. And then after that, I actually moved on and I went to Newark Public School District in New Jersey, where I was the Deputy Director of Data, Assessment, and Ed Tech. Both roles highly involved in Ed Tech, dealing with curriculum as well as the IT side of it in terms of what's going on in the back end. I also did a little bit of coaching in terms of technology coordinator stuff, you know, in the interim in between both those jobs in both school districts with different funky names. But for the most part, my heart is in teaching. It always has been in teaching, and every chance I get to work with a teacher, I'm ecstatic, especially when they invite me to their classroom and I can be part of that again. I've got my handle on here for Twitter, which is @Smith4Tech. I've also got the Smart Technology, which is @Smart_Tech. For those of you who are on Twitter, feel free to follow me. I'll follow you back, you know, using it as a PLN, Professional Learning Network. I actually like to think of it as my PLR, my Professional Learning Resource. For me, I'm not a tweeter, so I'm kind of like a Twitter stalker. So I spend most of my time actually learning from everyone out there, keeping up to date in terms of what's going on. And I think of Twitter as a river. So those of you, like, if you're not sure about Twitter, whether or not you want to use Twitter, it's a great resource and something that you should probably consider, especially as a teacher, because there's so much out there depending on grade bands. If you're a middle school, elementary, high school teacher, content specific, it's a great resource for you. It's overwhelming, possibly, but it's really not, because you have to think of it like a river, right? You get in the river when you want to, and you get out of the river when you want to. That water is constantly flowing, it's constantly recycling. If something's good, it's going to come back by. Somebody you followed is going to retweet that. So with that being said, I want to kind of go through a little bit of housekeeping myself. So eventually I'm going to do an exercise or two and actually kind of want to get some group participation. So you'll be able to join those activities, you know, using the tools that we have available via the Smart Learning Suite. So what I'm going to do is actually, I'll have you go to classlab.com, and when you get there, you're going to sign into my class ID, which would be those 8 digits with no space in between. And this ID is actually unique to myself, as well as anyone else who is using the Learning Suite. You too have your own unique identifier. It's part of that vision that SMART is doing, where, you know, we're beginning to harness asking students to, you know, we're trying to inspire greatness in students as well as empower teachers in terms of helping them to facilitate and be able to do the things that they need to do in the classroom. So this is just one small piece of that. Of course, we're not going to be able to get into all that today because we're going to talk about project and problem-based learning. So just wanted to give you a little piece on that. The agenda, basically the purpose is we're going to discuss how we can leverage technology to truly extend lessons beyond the classroom, right? Improve student learning with instructional strategies using authentic real-world tasks. The process through with which we'll do that is talking about the workflow of both creating and implementing project and problem-based learning, along with exploring opportunities where we can enhance student engagement and learning. The payoff, when you walk away from this, is hopefully you will feel empowered in terms of being able to empower your student exploration and increase student engagement, deeper understanding, personalization, and development of the skills necessary to be successful. I'm going to dive right into a video right here. You're going to actually see this video, and in all reality, you're going to kind of wonder why. I don't know if any of you are familiar with Simon Sinek. However, Simon Sinek did this video back in 2009, but for me, it's still very, very relevant. Simon did this, he was talking about successful companies, right? He was talking about the why, the how, and the what. And most companies, they kind of do it in the reverse order. They talk about what they're going to do rather than why are we doing this. And this is something that's coming very, very relevant now in education, where a lot of the work that I do, especially when I'm working with, classroom teachers, is the why. Why are we doing this? Why are we integrating technology? Let's get down to that why so that we can make sure we are successful integrating the technology and enhancing lessons, engaging students, as well as making those extensions, right? So for me, every lesson that we do has to begin with the why, right? No matter what we're doing, it's always got to begin with the why. So this is a video, it's a resource. When we're all done, I'm actually going to share this file with you. So you'll see via the attachments, I've got some other attachment resources in here for you. But I just wanted to talk about Simon and talk about the why, because the why is so important, especially in project-based learning, which you're going to learn over the next couple slides and what we're talking about today during this little time that we have together. You're actually going to see how important the why is going to be in the things that you are doing.